Okay, clanmates in YouTube world, this video is about kind of the way to think when scouting a base. Now, this is a base I attacked, and I'll tell you my thought process while scouting it. So we're going to hit the scout button here. Now, I was using a sort of a traditional go wipe with jump spells. At first, I usually use 3 golems, so at first I considered putting a golem to go into each of these 2 openings and 1 at the point. The problem with this was once I spread my wizards out to destroy these outlying buildings, if I had placed P.E.K.K.A.s, I was afraid they would go to the sides here. Because, that's kind of the whole theory behind Go Wipe, is steering your P.E.K.K.A.s and heroes into the center. So, I really wanted to attack this base, so I was like, that's not going to work. Then I thought, well, what if I go to a side here, like this area? And I considered putting one golem to each of these holes and 1 in the center here. Problem is, what I wanted was 1 jump spell to get pretty much everybody into the center that I could. So then what I would end up settling on is go to an area like this. I was going to put 2 golems to the wizard tower side and 1 to go in this hole here. The reasoning I picked this was if I place my P.E.K.K.A.s here after the outlying buildings are gone, but before this cannon gets killed, they're going to move to the cannon because they're closer to the cannon than, let's say, the gold storage over here or the army camp over here, I think. Anyway, I thought that was the one I was worried about, but that was my plan. It's kind of a good way to scout is think about how your unit's going to move. We knew the golems were just going to go after the defenses, but the important thing is the P.E.K.K.A.s always go to the closest thing. That's why it seems like they always go to the outside, because typically you've done a ton of damage to where you're sending your golems and other things, and if you've blown everything up in here, then the nearest thing is going to be a gold mine or a builder's hut outside. So, that was my plan, to get everybody in the middle. And, that might get you 2 stars if you get to 50%. So I decided I probably need to bring a 2nd jump spell, because if they have to fight their way out of walls here, they're going to have to fight their way out of 2 walls, and, a level 9 and maybe a level 8. So to have a shot at the 3-star, I had to bring a 2nd jump so they can jump out. And granted, I'll tell you, the attack, it went really well, but it didn't happen exactly how I envisioned it. So I'll play you kind of how it went, and I'll pause and talk about things as it goes here. Okay, like I said, that's where I was going to place my golems. Wanted to get a real good spread with my wizard, because I had to get all these buildings out of the way, or the P.E.K.K.A.s were really going to go out to the outside. This scared me. They're all going there. I probably should have placed 2 wizards on each of the storages, since they have more hit points. Something I failed to think about. And that's why, by the way, when I see the P.E.K.K.A.s moving inside, I'll normally throw my king and queen in too, because they act like P.E.K.K.A.s in terms of their choice of preference to targets, the closest thing. That's why I stopped. I'm like, because at first the P.E.K.K.A. started to go inside, then he went outside. That's why I placed all 3. And then that then once I seen they were starting to go outside, I thought, well, I'm not going to place my king and queen there. It kind of helped me in the end to get the 3-star here, but we'll play some more here. That's why I plan to put the jump. And now that I look at it, it was a little misplaced, and I'm lucky they're actually able to get into the center compartment here. But that's why I wanted to place a jump right there, as I knew there was a chance the P.E.K.K.A.s would go into this compartment, but pretty much any unit in the places I was putting them were going to be able to make it in there. So they got in. Now what's interesting is it was a decent little base design tactic, but I didn't consider it was once the golems killed, I think there's a cannon over here. Essentially, it was an air defense over here, was the closest defensive target, so they chose not to jump. They chose to go out here. Could have been bad, because now I don't have my meat shields for the center. Like, again, it's one of those things that in an odd way kind of helped me with 3-star, but could have been bad. Now the clan castle is coming out, and I think what we're all going to learn about this new poison spell is if you're going for a 3-star, like in a war, you're going to spend too much time luring out a clan castle, grouping them up, and then dropping it and watching them melt. That could take a minute, to get a 3-star, especially with Go Wipe with slow P.E.K.K.A.s and things. There's no way you have a minute to spare if you want a chance at a 3-star. So, since his clan castle was a little lopsided, i.e., on a different side than where the not centered, I thought, well, when I scouted, I looked at the radius, and I realized once they jump in there, that's when they're going to come out. So once I see them coming out, my best plan of action was to just place it slightly in front of them, so they all have to walk all the way through it, and they'll melt slowly. So then I had a heal and a rage, so I placed both of them in the center. Seemed like it took forever for the P.E.K.K.A.s to kill that, but boom! Then they did. So they're slowly getting the units. Kind of running out of juice here, so that's when I placed my jump spell. You scout it, but it didn't turn out exactly as I thought. Because I didn't have the golems in there, literally all my P.E.K.K.A.s that were inside there died, so there really wasn't many units to rescue from out of the center compartment. That one golem, a wizard, and these guys that were never quite made it all the way in. Now I had a few wizard left, and when I seen where those golems were, okay, always place my wizards behind the golems for sure. I now carry a few hog riders for the backside, because my feeling on you place them as soon as golems, the meat of your force starts to get targeted by the back end defenses, then they're not going to target your hogs, so then you place your hogs, because they're huge damage per second troops. And, I forgot to show earlier, but once I seen my P.E.K.K.A.s were coming in the right place, I placed my king and queen, and they went to the outside. So, it's not what you want, but I think, again, it probably helped me get the 3-star here. Of course, by this time, I have so many troops up, his base is gone. So, that's how I scout a base, and, sometimes things don't turn out. Your troops don't do exactly what you do, but good scouting will still gives you a good chance. That's kind of how I feel like to look at a base.